Hey guys, my name is Jeffrey Peck, and I am the host of the wildly popular Something Super Spiritual podcast. So, okay, maybe it's not quite wildly popular yet, but it will be. So, I started this show 5 months ago, and we have 25 episodes today as of November 12th, 2022. I am moving everything over into the YouTube channel, and I just wanted to make a quick little video here just to introduce myself because you won't see me until episode 2, 3, and 4, and so forth. The first one is just myself describing who I am and why I'm doing this podcast. This is all for you, the listener, the viewer. This podcast is about life. It's about love. It's about grieving. It's about pain. It's about growth. It's about joy. It's about forgiveness. And it's about grace. It's about grace. It's about all things spirit. I have an amazing lineup of guests to share with you, and each and every one of them are explaining their own journeys. They're sharing their own lives with us and how they came from what they did to who they are today. And they are incredible spiritual teachers, authors, psychics, mediums, channelers, all things spirit. This is nothing is, there's no judgment in this room. No judgment, because we are all spirit and we are all connected. And I want to be able to share everybody with you so that you can see that their lives are really not much different than your own. And the more that we see the similarities in our differences, the more we're able to view each other from the heart space and without so much critical judgment. Because as they say, you walk a mile in someone's shoes and suddenly you kind of start to think, you know what, maybe I would have done that same thing if that would have happened to me the way that it happened to them. So, having said all that, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. All 25 episodes will be up here on the channel very soon. Binge to your heart's delight. And please visit me at jeffreypeck.com. That's JEFFREYPECK.com for any more information about who I am, where I'm coming from, what work I'm doing. I'm a psychic medium, so I'm able to connect you with your loved ones, your departed loved ones on the other side. And yeah, I think that's all I need to say right now. So thank you guys. We'll be talking soon. Hey there. Thank you so much for listening to Something Super Spiritual. My name is Jeffrey Peck, and I am a psychic medium. If you are seeking conversation with loved ones on the other side, or discussion about spirituality, life after life, and anything in between, join me as we discuss all things spirit. We are collectively experiencing a spiritual awakening right now and recognizing that we are much, much more than we once believed. We don't die, and life doesn't end. We are eternal spiritual beings living in this crazy 3D virtual world of existence. Let's talk about it. Well, hi there. As you heard from the intro, my name is Jeffrey Peck, and I am a psychic medium. I would like to welcome you and thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to listen to Something Super Spiritual, the podcast. This is my first episode, and I just wanted to take a few moments to introduce myself, kind of give you guys a brief rundown of who I am, where I came from, why am I making this podcast. My intentions in making this podcast are all about you. It's all about you, the listeners. I want to share stories of healing, inspiration, in hopes that it might light that little fire inside you to empower your own self-awareness with regard to your own spirituality, your own spirit, your own soul. The fact that you are connected. We are connected. We are all connected. By being here, we are innately one. We're all spiritual beings. We all came from the same place that we're all going to when this life is over. Because life, although our bodies may end, life doesn't end. We continue on. And it's awesome. The experiences that I've had with mediumship, the evidence that is presented from the other side to the sitters in front of me, evidence that is literally not Googleable. There are cynics out there who claim that mediums are all faking it and cheats and frauds. That we look at Facebook profiles or Twitter, social media, whatever, right? And let's be honest, there are people out there who have taken advantage of people. There are people in every line of work that have taken advantage of people. The information that they bring through is literally not Googleable. It's information that only you would know. And I hope that in bringing this to your awareness, that it inspires and empowers your own spirit to awaken, unfold, develop, and grow. I love spirit / God / the universe / source / the unseen world, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing. I love it so much, I just want to scream it from a mountaintop. So this podcast is going to be my mountaintop. My intention in delivering this information is to show you through mediumship readings, the information, the healing that takes place is miraculous. Even if you're not receiving your own mediumship reading, listening to others is also very healing. And I want to share all of my spiritual friends with you. I want to share their expertise. I want to share the spiritual teachers, the authors, the spiritual content creators, psychic mediums, paranormal experts, everything, all that spirit is. I want to share all of that with you. There's such a wide range of spirit, and whatever works for you, I'd like you to take it and run with it. Whatever doesn't work with you, whatever doesn't resonate, that's okay. Leave it behind. Go with what works for you. I hope to share spirit stories to inspire hope and peace of mind. If you're struggling with grief, the loss of a loved one, or just struggling in life, you know, maybe you're going through a divorce, maybe you've lost your career, maybe you're being hit with all of it at once. That happened to me in 2008. I lost everything. I was doing mortgages from 2000 to 2009. And when everything went down, I went down in flames with it. I lost my job. I lost my career. I lost my income. I lost my house to foreclosure. I lost my car to repossession. I had to file bankruptcy. I lost a 10-year relationship all at once. And that's traumatizing, but it fits synchronistically into my spiritual unfoldment in a way that I am so grateful to have been through. Many of you may be going through all of this, some of this. Maybe you've been through part of it, still kind of trying to make heads or tails out of it. I hope to empower you to connect with your own spirit and your own soul, to uncover the awareness of your own spirit within. I have some incredible guests in line for amazing interviews. In sharing, I hope to inspire you to get curious about your own divinity within, your own spirit, your own soul that is calling. I hope to empower you to discover your own spiritual nature, because the truth is, we are all connected. We are all connected to each other. We are all connected to those on the other side. We are all connected to the source, the spirit, the angels, the guides. We are all connected. Whatever you want to call it, it's all one and the same. So for me, I lived a pretty normal life. Just a normal guy, Normal little kid life in South Dakota, later kid life in Phoenix, Arizona. And spirituality wasn't really a thing in my family. We were going to church every Sunday, the local Lutheran church, but as far as like the true spirituality, that was never discussed. It was go to church, go to Sunday school, get confirmed, be on your way. And none of it resonated with me. None of it. Prior to 2006, I was always spiritually aware. I always knew on my deep insides that I knew there was more to this life. I knew that when we die, we go somewhere. There's somewhere that we go. It's not the end. I just knew that on my insides. My grandmother passed away in 2002. And as sad as I was, we were so close. As sad as I was, I just knew that she was still around. I knew she was still around. I knew that somehow she wasn't missing out. And I continued to have conversations with her, and the bond continued to grow. So in 2006, I discovered Reiki. And it was through synchronicity after synchronicity after synchronicity that this magic happened. My mother has always been afflicted with fibromyalgia, osteoarthritis, degenerative disc disease, chronic pain, much like my grandmother. And nothing would touch the pain. Nothing made her feel better. Nothing, it was just so hard for her to relax and get comfortable. Labor Day of 2006, I went to a spa with a friend of mine at the very last minute. She called me up and said, let's go to the spa. I was like, okay, let's do this. So we just happened to get in. I told the woman at the front desk, I don't care if it's a man or a woman, just give me whomever. So I ended up with who I was supposed to be with. Because during this supposed massage, she stopped midpoint and she said, you know what? I think I'm supposed to do Reiki on you. And I said, what's Reiki? And she explained it. And I said, can you spell it? I asked her to spell it 3 times because I was so unaware of this word. I wanted to remember it. And as she started to let the Reiki flow, I felt it going through my body. I felt these tingles, these warm sensation in waves going from my head through my body to my toes, to back up to my, it was so incredible. It felt like there were 10,000 butterflies flapping their wings at the very edge of my skin. It felt electric. It felt magnetic. It was so hard to describe. So she explained to me this healing power of Reiki, that it aligns and it balances, it heals physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It's like an energetic Drano. It clears out your energetic pathways, and it clears and balances the chakras. And I thought, wow, okay, so if this can take pain away, I want to do this. I want to do this for Mom. What do we have to lose? I find myself a Reiki master. On November 11th, 2006, I went through the first weekend of level 1. The unbeknownst side effect to me was that it ignited all of my spiritual senses. My Reiki master told me to sit in my closet for the next 30 days, for an hour a day, giving myself a Reiki treatment. She told me that she wanted me to learn from the energy, to feel the energy, to be able to understand a little bit more with more and more experience, how it feels, what it travels like, how I feel before, how I feel after. Practice. Practice makes perfect, right? So for 30 days, I sat in my closet with my little lamp, my meditation music, some crystals, oracle cards, and I gave myself a Reiki treatment for an hour every day. During these treatments, I started to experience visitations from beings. I would experience visions in my mind's eye, memories that weren't my own memories. I began to see other people that I didn't know. I began to have light shows, energetic light shows behind my eyelids. I was hearing things in my brain. I thought I was going crazy. I thought I was losing my mind. I would come out of that every single day thinking, okay, I know I was not sleeping. I was sitting upright with my legs crossed, my hands on certain positions on my body. I knew I was not going crazy. And I knew I was not dreaming. This was something was happening. So I told my Reiki master about, maybe 2 weeks into it, this is what I'm experiencing. What is this? And she just smiled. She just had this very knowing, calm smile. And she said, you're opening up to spirit. After that, I was doing Reiki treatments for people, just word of mouth. People would call me up and I'd take my massage table over to their place with my music and create a really nice, calm, meditative, healing space in their room and perform a Reiki treatment on them for an hour. During these Reiki treatments, I started to sense people. I started to sense people around us. I started to sense angels, guides. I mean, it was miraculous. At one point, I felt like I had to start speaking up. And during one particular Reiki treatment, I asked my client, I said, I feel like that there are some people here and I feel like I need to talk. Are you okay if I talk? And he said, absolutely. And I just knew. I felt this man with us. I said, I feel this man with us. And I think he's your grandfather. And I started talking about his grandfather and explaining who he was and describing him and his personality. And he was able to understand all of it. He said, yes, that was totally him. Yes, that was absolutely him. And then I said, he's showing me this apple tree in his backyard, and it was humongous. And he loved this apple tree. He was so proud of this apple tree, and the whole town knew of this apple tree. He was known for this apple tree, and he shared with people in town. And he smiled and he said, everybody knew him for his apple tree. He was so proud of that tree. And I mean, so this is how it started. I was delivering evidential mediumship back then spontaneously when I didn't even know what was happening, or I didn't even know what I was doing. Fast forward to 2018. In 2018, I ended a 9-year career. And after this career, I knew that spirit was calling. I knew that for the 5 years before that, from 2012, 2013, spirit was knocking on my doors. You'll hear me in interviews when I'm talking with other mediums, other people on their spiritual path. You know, when spirit comes knocking, they knock on your front door. If you don't answer, they'll go to your back door. If you don't answer, they'll rap on your windows. They'll rap on your sliding glass door, back door, you name it. They will continue to show up. So in 2018, after I ended that 10-year career, I started to consciously devote my commitment to spirit. And I started working strictly with the mediumship. Started practicing in 2019. In March of 2019, I was practicing. In May of 2019, I was at a workshop in Los Angeles, a platform workshop. Platform is the stage, i.e., audience in front of you, much like you see Teresa Caputo, John Edwards, James Van Prague, Tyler Henry. 2 weeks after being in Los Angeles for the platform workshop, I was in England at Arthur Findlay College. Arthur Findlay College is this incredible space of spiritual development, mediumship development, psychic development. And I was kind of terrified, to be honest. I was kind of terrified to go to England, not so much by myself. I don't have a problem traveling, but with this unknown, you know, am I really a medium? Am I really spiritually connected? Is this real? You know, there comes a point where you realize, yes, this is very real. There's a line between believing and knowing, and it's a very fine line, but you go from believing to knowing. And I knew that it was real, but it was still surreal, if that makes any sense. So I get to England and I get to Arthur Findlay College and I'm really nervous. I am starting to get scared. I'm starting to feel like, what am I doing here? All these people are professionals. All these people have been here before. Who do I think I am? All of these thoughts, all of that negative self-talk, the ego saying, no, it's too scary. No, you can't do this. All of that until my very first day. And that very first day, the synchronicities that lined up that put me in the class I was supposed to be in, I ended up in the class with the experts. And I was there for a reason. I knew that I was on this fast track, and heaven had me on this fast track, and I was rolling with it, right? The very first practice session was absolutely life-changing for me. It was miraculous. I still get chilly bumps when I think about it. And you'll hear an episode coming up here in the next couple with Carrie Alderucci. She was who I sat with that first reading, that first practice reading. And we discuss it and what it meant for me, what it meant for her. Her son came through, and it was magical. It was absolutely magical. It changed my life. And here I am today. So by talking about all of this, I just really hope to share all of these experiences with you in hopes to inspire that spark within you. Because we're all connected. When I say we're all connected to the other side. We all have the capability to connect with our people on the other side, connect with our guides on the other side, angels on the other side. We all have the ability to connect. We're all wired the same because we are all spiritual beings. And we can't but not be. We are. Are every single one of us meant to be a medium on a stage in front of hundreds of people? No. It's very much like any other talent. The professional basketball player, the musicians, the actors and actresses, doctors. We all come in with talents. We all come in with these attributes that we excel at because we just happen to be really good at them. And it's the same thing with mediumship, with psychic awareness. Some of us are just a little bit more tuned in, more sensitive. And some of us are meant to be the mouthpiece, to help spread the word, to help bring awareness to the reality that spirit is within ourselves. The truth is, heaven is real, spirit is real, psychic connection is very real. We all experience it from day to day. We all have received a phone call from somebody we were just thinking about. We all receive those synchronicities that really, really have meaning, that make us raise our eyebrows and go, that's really weird, but it's so meaningful. Carl Jung defines synchronicity as two seemingly unrelated events that have absolutely nothing to do with each other. Absolutely nothing to do with each other. But the two of them crossing that specific split moment in your awareness has such meaning and can change the course of your life. And we've all experienced those. Of course, most people call a coincidence. I mean, sure, a coincidence is two incidences happening at the same time. Yeah, random. Some would maybe, but or is it planned? Is it something that was meant to be, to ping your insides in a way that started to awaken something inside you? There's so much to talk about. I mean, I could go on and on and on, from the Reiki to synchronicities to spirit to connecting and communicating with the other side to psychic senses. It's very exciting to me. It's all so exciting to me. And I am really, really excited to be able to talk about this, deliver this, and hopefully touch your heart and inspire your own spiritual awareness and curiosities and love. And love. Because ultimately, love is all that matters. Love is all that is. Love is what connects each and every single one of us, whether we know each other or not. So I hope you were able to feel my passion in this subject. I hope you were able to feel my passion in life, because this is my purpose. And I just want to share it with all of you. I'll wrap this up. We've got some exciting interviews lined up. The next 4 episodes are available for you to stream and binge. And this show will be released weekly. Got lots of plans lined up. I'll be sharing clips from readings that I did with the intention of sharing on this podcast. Spirit has healing messages for us in every single mediumship session. And it's information that is so helpful for every single one of us. So I asked volunteers to sign up with me that were okay with being recorded and used in this podcast in order to share the healing, share the wisdom. And those of you who might be interested in volunteering with me to be a sitter for this podcast, if you'd like a free mediumship reading, please go to my website, somethingsuperspiritual.com, and sign up to receive the newsletter. It is within the newsletter that I will be making the announcement that I'm ready for more volunteers, and then I will choose the volunteers randomly. I'm really, really passionate and happy to be doing this with you guys. Stay tuned for some exciting guests lined up. We have 4 episodes dropping with this first episode, so you can binge at your leisure. Oh, and guys, please hit the subscribe button wherever you get your podcast. Stay tuned for some more exciting content. Thank you again for listening to the Something Super Spiritual podcast. If you know someone who would enjoy this episode, please do share it with a friend. For show notes, links, and to purchase a mediumship reading, my website is somethingsuperspiritual.com. You can also easily subscribe and follow the show on your favorite app, sign up for my newsletter for bonus content, and to keep the conversation going, you can easily join the Facebook community. It's all right there at the website, somethingsuperspiritual.com. Signing off for now, namaste.